Hi everyone. Today, okay, yeah, I'm Brooklyn. If you haven't watched my channel or my videos before, and all of these videos are really just for me to have a way to share more about Jesus Christ and about the things that I believe about God and my religion, because there are things that have really blessed my life and helped me get through hard times. And so I want to share them because I really know that they can help a lot of people. But what I wanted to talk about today was the resurrection. I don't know if any of you have heard of the resurrection or know what that is, but I wanted to talk about it today. There is a scripture in the Book of Mormon that talks about the resurrection and what it is. So, in one of my earlier videos, I had kind of briefly mentioned that after we die, we first go to a place called the spirit world. And that's kind of like, it's kind of like a waiting room, kind of like a waiting period for the resurrection, because the resurrection is so, so important. This is a time when our body and our spirit will come back together. So let's read about it before I tell you all about it. So this is in Alma chapter 40 in the Book of Mormon, and it says in verse 21, "But whether it be at his resurrection or after, I do not say. But this much I say, that there is a space between death and the resurrection of the body, and a state of the soul in happiness or in misery, until the time which is appointed of God, that the dead shall come forth, and be reunited, both soul and body, and be brought to stand before God, and be judged according to their works. Yea, this bringeth about the restoration of those things of which has been spoken by the mouths of the prophets." And then verse 23 says, "The soul shall be restored to the body, and the body to the soul. Yea, and every limb and joint shall be restored to its body. Yea, even a hair of the head shall not be lost, but all things shall be restored to their proper and perfect frame." Wow. So I just think that is so cool, guys, that after we die, we are going to be in the spirit world waiting for a little bit. And like it said in verse 21, we'll be either in happiness or in misery, depending on what we chose to do with our lives and what we chose to do in terms of following Jesus Christ or not. And then the cool thing is that before we come to stand before God to be judged, that we get our body back. How amazing is that? So the cool thing is, someone told me this when I was a little kid, and it's always resonated with me, that your hand is kind of like your soul. And when you came to earth, right, your spirit, your soul didn't have a body yet. But when you were born, then it was like putting you like put on a glove kind of, and like that was like your body. And so I don't have a glove on me, dang it, but like you have that body while you're here on this life. And then when you die, it's not like everything is just gone and done for and forever. It's just like the glove and the hand are just separated for a little bit, and the glove can't move without the hand, right? The body can't move without the spirit, without the soul. But the cool thing is that because of Jesus Christ, that they'll come back together again. And if you notice in verse 23 that it says that not even a hair of our head will be lost. So we're all gonna have afros, just kidding. But like I think that's so amazing that because of Jesus Christ, we'll get our body back in its most perfect form. But um but why would God do that? Right? Why would he want us to have our body back? Well, I kind of think that it's because God and Jesus Christ have bodies themselves that are real, that are tangible, that you can feel, and even though we can't see them, they have a body of flesh and bone, just like us. But we're just mortal, and we obviously are capable of dying, but God and Jesus Christ are not. They can't die. but they want us to be like them. That's pretty much the whole purpose of God's plan, is to be like God and to be like Jesus Christ. And so of course he would want to give our body back so that we can be like them. That's one of the things that we need in order to be like God. Um, and another cool thing is that it says that we'll be perfect. Our body will be perfect at least. So, for those of you who maybe have like mental health challenges or health problems or any physical ailments or disability or whatever it is, all of those will be made perfect. All of those will be made right. So, for me, I'm super blind, and I've talked about this before that I am so blind. I can hardly see a thing sometimes, and I'm even wearing contacts, and it's still bad. Um, and like I have like food allergies that if I eat a nut, I will literally die. And I think it's cool to note that like when I go to the other side, when I'm resurrected, that I won't have those problems anymore. Someday I will be able to look out the window and see everything. And I think that's so amazing. And I think it's also so cool to note that like I know a lot of people struggle with like anxiety or depression or like just these really hard mental challenges, but all of those will be taken away. And I think that that will be such a joyous time for all of us when we will just feel so joyful and so happy to have our body back perfect in the way that God made it for us. But I wanted to share that all with you today because this is possible because of Jesus Christ. We know that Jesus Christ, he died for us on the cross. But we also know in my church, for those of you who aren't members of my church, that after he died, after 3 days, that he rose again. He was the first person to be resurrected in the way that God intended, that he came back. And it's because he came back that he had power to overcome death, that he gives all of us power to overcome death. And so that's my message to you today, that because of Jesus Christ, death is not the end. That because of Jesus Christ, all of us will overcome that. And all of us can see our families again and be with them forever because of Jesus Christ. Um, but I love all of you so much. And I just hope that you will take what I've said into consideration and help it to bring you closer to Jesus Christ. If you don't believe in Jesus Christ, or if you don't believe in God yet, I would say like pray, ask God if they're real, and it can be as simple as like, God, are you there? And I promise that you'll feel something in your heart, that kind of warm, kind of happy feeling, kind of feels like something squeezing your heart a little bit or burning, I don't know. But that is an answer from God, that He is real, that He lives, and that He loves you. And I promise you that if you ask Him that you will receive an answer. But I love all of you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Let me know if you have any questions.